Now, there are a ton of small issues that we are facing with the STi. Nothing catastrophic, nothing that's causing us not to drive the car, but so many small things that are making this car just painful to drive. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that up in today's video, but let's go ahead and cut back to 2 weeks ago when we started having fun with this car. And right away, we came across our biggest issue.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go! No throttle! I'm fucking flooring it right now.
Things did not go to plan there. So previously off camera, I have been having a throttle body issue and I thought I fixed it. I replaced the boom with a brand new one. I spent like $800, replaced the motor, replaced everything, thought the issue was fixed. And clearly, as you guys saw right there, it is just cutting TPS. As soon as I rev this thing out, try to grab a gear, it literally cuts it off for a solid 10-15 seconds. Which sucks. This thing started moving, and then as soon as I'm climbing and boost, I just lose everything. So I'm not quite sure what's happening. And then filming a separate video, I was hearing this pretty concerning noise. Now the first thing I want to do is get this thing up in the air and do an oil change. Now I have no reason to believe that our motor is actually hurt. I believe that noise was coming from somewhere else, but we do have about 500 miles on this oil change with some pretty decent heavy driving, hot temperature, stuff like that. And this is a race car, high horsepower. I would rather do an oil change too soon than too late. So we're gonna go ahead, drain this, make sure that the oil looks healthy, no metal shaving, stuff like that. We're gonna go ahead and cut our filter open as well. But I believe that rod knocking noise came from somewhere else. She's mint, just a little cylinder wall. It should be clean. I think it's just gonna be cylinder wall.
Oh, she's hammered.
Uh-huh.
Bro, that's tits.
Aw, dude, it's perfect. All right, we are starting things off great. The oil looked absolutely perfect. There was a little bit of cylinder wall still on there, but this is such a fresh motor. It's just working itself out of there. So oil is perfect. We're gonna go ahead, top this thing off with some VR1 at 2050, get this thing back on the ground, and then we have some more issues we need to look into. Now, the first thing we are checking is to make sure that my throttle body motor is actuating properly.
It looks fine.
And well, it's safe to say that this is a reoccurring issue. All right, let's give this thing some power. Go ahead and see what trouble codes are throwing up first. Here we go. Steering angle sensor, lateral G sensor, longitudinal G sensor, lost communication with ECM. Now, before I continue chasing this issue down the rabbit hole, I decided to unplug my ABS completely to see if this would fix my issue.
Scared?
I'm scared it's not gonna work.
It'll work. Come on, Jimmy. Don't miss a gear.
What? Now, I was trying to unplug the ABS completely to somewhat delete it to see if the car would function with the unplugged, but this ABS is so advanced, it threw another safety onto here and just put it in complete limp mode. So now what we have to go ahead and do is properly fix this thing. So we need to go ahead, get this thing up on the lift. We have to go ahead and remove our fender, take off our bumper, probably our headlight, take off the bracket, and hope we have all of the materials needed to relocate this thing once again. Well, we made it back from Honda Fest and we actually took home Pacific Raceway's favorite, which is awesome. But on better news, the STi was here over the weekend and they got my ABS issue fixed, or almost fixed, I should say. Now, like you guys know, we've been battling this issue for weeks on weeks now, and then we finally realized that the ABS was flipped 180 degrees. And why that's so important is there's a longitudinal and a G sensor on this ABS. There's a positive and a negative side. With it being flipped around, it essentially kind of thinks that the car is going in reverse. But they went ahead, got their bracket remade, new lines. Now we need to go through and do the ABS bleeding procedure. And then tonight, we should be able to do our first street hit And then I'm gonna blue ball you guys a little bit, and I'll make a whole separate video of driving the hell out of this car. I know I'm gonna get asked that, and that is, why don't I just delete the ABS? Old me would have wanted to do that, but I would like to fix the issue that is existent. And then from there, once we fix this, if I do decide I don't need ABS in this car, then I can go through and delete it. But I want to make sure everything on the car is working properly and not cutting corners in a sense. Here we go. We have the STi back at my shop. Now we need to go through, button this thing up. We have my fender we need to bolt on, my headlights, and then I did go ahead and steal Devin's Autel once again so we can clear the ABS issue. See if that fixes it. I have a feeling deep down that I'm still gonna need to bring this to Subaru so they could recalibrate the longitudinal and the lateral G sensors on this thing. But if all goes to plan, we should be able to erase the codes, and this car should act perfectly normal. I need to get a new battery. God damn it! God damn it, dude! It didn't throw a code! As you guys just saw, it didn't fix the issue, but my dash is completely clear. I have a headlight thing. That's the only thing throwing it on. It's just because it's not plugged in. I have no idea what's going on now. I'm beyond pissed off. Off camera, what you guys don't see is the hours and hours and days that I've been chasing this issue. I could have sworn it was the ABS. I'm pissed off. We're just gonna show up at Subaru and see if they can do something about this. Put their scanner on this car and see if they can see any back end stuff that I'm not able to see on the Autel. Hopefully they'll allow seeing me. I'm literally just driving up there right now. What's that? Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. That's funny. For you, I didn't call or anything. I just drove up. I talked to someone a couple weeks back. Don't know who it was. I've been having an issue with an ABS code on my STi. Thought I fixed it. I can't on my tool get in to see the ABS stuff. They said, when I called him, he said, if you bring it by, we can scan it and see what needs to be recalibrated or not. I don't know if you guys can do that right now. I just drove up here because I was already out and about. But yeah, I'm trying to see if I can have one of you guys put one of your tools in to see. I hope they can help me.
Why would we leave this first? So it's break open.
As you guys saw yesterday, we took this car down to Subaru to get the ABS, the longitudinal and the lateral G sensor recalibrated. All of that checked out. It was good to go. We went to do a hit, and yet again, it was cutting our throttle. So today I decided to fix everything that was wrong on this car. I've had an airbag light on, so I went through, replaced the clock spring, I fixed my airbag light, so I no longer have any ABS, DCCD, airbag errors, and then we were testing a ton of other things today. And I think we found our issue. I know I've said this 100 times in this video, but it may have been as simple as a damn battery. Now the battery was brand new when I first built this car, but then a year it sat after I blew it up my last track season. So when I put it back in the car, I had to jump start it. I had to get the battery back alive. But after 3-4 days, it would completely drain the battery. So I think our battery is not giving enough output, because when we were data logging, we data logged every single voltage thing, and it started dropping as we were getting higher up in RPMs. So there's two things now. The battery is just, it was not good enough. It cannot give us enough output, or we need to add a few more grounds to this. No way, dude. All I have to say is that I am completely speechless after I don't even know how many days and hours we have dove into this car, diagnosing, replacing things, trying to get this car fixed. We got it solved this morning, and it was all inside of the tune. Now to sum it up, I was going over a data log yesterday just to see if I saw anything abnormal. And when I was looking at injector duty cycle, I was noticing at my peak RPM at 8,600 RPM, whatever it was, my injector duty cycle was at 0. But to finish things off here, we're gonna go and do our first official street hit in this car. Nothing crazy, probably a 2.3, maybe a 2.34, depending on how much open road we have. But this thing should finally start to eat.
If it works, you gotta go back to the shop and try your Corona.
Bet.
Deal.
That'll be perfect.
freaking party. Remy's proud of his shifts.
That was a pretty damn good shift.
That was a very good. Both of them. Didn't even miss any
good.
gears.
Not driving in a year and a half.
Well, you know the deal.
Oh shit.
Grab a Corona.
Am I gonna get demonetized?
I don't think it matters at this point. Probably not. You can drink a beer. If YouTube gets mad
How
about
do you do
beer.
that swirly thing again?
I don't know.
Is that...
Should we Google it? Just chug her. Oh yeah. Oh. What? Couldn't even get.
It's really foamy.
Oh jeez. Now you really want to go to Mexico. Oh.
I've been out of the game for a minute.
Hey, new car? You build?